like a major sugar addiction. And by the time I was in my mid-20s, I was over 252 pounds and just really depressed. Like, I didn't get out of bed for most of my 20s. Like, I was just sad a lot. And it followed me around that way, and I had some success, and then I managed to like get down to around 200, white knuckling. And I spent most of my adult life about 200 pounds, just by sheer determination. And then one day, I was listening to Hay House Radio, and John Gabriel was mentioned. And so, whoops, one of my slides is out of order. And so I listened to the audiobook. I was going to school at the time to try to get my music degree, and I was like, oh my God, every part of me just like, yes, something that finally made sense. And I implemented all of it, like right now. You know how you get a new diet, you're so excited, but this was better because I had worked with visualization before and had great success, but I didn't think I could do it with my weight. And so John had the missing pieces, and I put it together, and I kind of took the crazy train because John recommends doing the emotional processing first. And yeah, that would have been great, but I was like, no, I'm just gonna go. And so I had a lot of emotional processing along the way. So what I did is I took the one thing that was my biggest food trigger, sugar, and I did the aversion process, which is in John's books. And I just imagined it being filthy, gross, and like I couldn't go near it, like, ew, you know? But then all the reasons that brought me to eat were there. All those emotional, heavy, dark things from my childhood and beyond. And so I was constantly tapping, like constantly. And I was journaling, like, oh my God, help me. And like praying and just, you know, phoning supportive friends and everything I could think of. And then there's John's monthly calls, which were like a lifeline. I really recommend getting a membership so that you can have that access to him, because he's got this channel that he can just tune into what you're doing and just, yeah, this is what we've got, try this, and it really helped me. So those were my tools, and in about 7 months, I lost the other 50, totaling 100 pounds, and living in a body for the first time in an age around John's, I don't say it out loud, but that, yeah, I've never had before. So I get to do things that feel really good that I could never do before, like enjoy dancing. I can always dance, but like I have a lot of stamina, and I just, a lot more excitement for life, and you know, it's just amazing. So for me, when I'm beginning any major change, I always eat why. It's like my brain's like, why? Why are we going to do this hard work? And for me, it was about self-esteem, confidence, health, clarity, and to achieve a lifelong desire of feeling good in my body, because I never felt good in my body. And I realize I still would like to release more, but you know, I feel better in my body than I've ever felt, and I have the relief of depression. So I'd invite you to think about, if you want to make this transformation, what are your whys? Like, what would you hope to achieve? And I'd also like to invite you to think about ways to be happy along the way. Emily Fletcher touched on this a little bit yesterday, where you don't want to wait till you get there to have your happy. Have your happy along the way. Do things that really feed your soul, that really light you up. Like John was saying, do the massages, do the self-care, go for walks, just really find your happiness along the way. It really makes a big difference. And then the change will find you. Sorry, these are out of order. And so one of the major things I always realize is that everything in our lives that we've ever accomplished starts with thought. And like I said, I knew this when I was younger, and I manifested things like moving to Hawaii by myself, and certain cars or places I wanted to live. And it was just the body thing, like it seemed like insurmountable. And so it was really nice to have that piece. But I have to say that visualization was the major key in all of this body transformation. So if nothing else, if all of it seems like a lot, the visualization, it's amazing what your mind can do. To just put it, what I always did was put it in a future tense, like I would see it coming, and then I would like walk into it, and then I would walk into it. Like I was doing consistent, and this is not normal, but for me, at the beginning when I made up my mind, even with the emotional processing I had to do, I was seeing the scale go down 2 pounds every week, and it did, and I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, and I just walked into it. I just kept walking into my future self, and my future self, and my future self, and just doing the visualizations to the point where I walk around all day, every day, now going, I am so happy that my body is, getting leaner all the time. I just have these affirmations these visualizations going on all the time. I'm so happy that this food gives me all the nutrition I can use, and I'm so happy that it helps me meet my energetic goals and my life goals. And lastly, I just want to touch on the fact that if you're thinking that, oh, I'm going through so much, I don't know when I'm going to be able to make this change, how am I going to do this? Like, I've got stuff going on, right? Well, I just have to tell you that during this change process for me, my fiance, the love of my life, moved to another state. And it was hard. That relationship dissolved. My daughter turned 18, she moved out, and it's perfect. She's on her journey, I'm happy for her. I was able to go to college for the first time in my life and get a degree, something I never thought I would be able to do. The coursework was so hard at this age. And I walked across that stage in May, and I got that degree, and sorry, I didn't expect to be emotional. And then more recently, I felt my guidance because this job that I really liked came to an end, and I don't have an income, so I felt really guided to just take my high-rent apartment and just take everything and release it, and put a few things in storage, and just, be in the flow with spirit. I don't know where I'm going next, but I know that health is my priority. And good things are ahead, and I'm just knowing I have all the tools and everything I need to keep the sustainable health, even through all of this. Don't wait to do your transformation. I went through some of the hardest things you can imagine, and because I have the tools along the way, I am grateful with all my heart to this man that I could do this, that he had the missing pieces that really helped me, and he dedicated so much of his life and energy to and still, every day, that's what he's all about, helping us find our way. And so, my purpose here is to inspire you to just get on your journey, continue your journey, and just love you up, And so, little song, and so I'm just going to end with that. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you are less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul.
Sometimes when you're doing everything at every level to heal yourself, you're kind of improving your vibration. You're having higher quality foods, higher quality thoughts. It's almost as if what happens is your life changes. Because your life, I feel, and it's just my opinion and my experience, your life's always mirroring what's going on in your life. What's going on inside you, rather. So, if you're feeling lifeless and sluggish and negative, there's going to be things outside you that are going to reflect that back. Someone's going to be angry, or things are going to be hard, they're going to be difficult. If you're feeling light, positive, you're eating a lot of healthy live foods, your life will mirror that back to you in a completely different situation. The people that were negative in your life will drop away or no longer be negative. The situations that were there somehow have a way of kind of magically working out. You've resolved it. And also sometimes when you have difficult emotional relationships in your current life, it's because there's something inside you that needs to be worked out. And life's always pushing us to grow. But when you grow past it, it goes away. But also, there is a transition period that can feel really confusing. And I recognize when I work with people that they go through that, either a relationship ends, a career ends, something happens, I know there's something better along the way because it's happened because they've changed their vibration. So if you get to a place where all of a sudden it looks like your life is falling apart, it may not be a bad thing. It may actually be that something incredible is happening. So, when I started this journey, I left my job and my source of income. My wife was 8 months pregnant, and we moved to another country. And I knew what I was going to do for us. I thought my whole life was falling apart, and I just prayed for guidance and prayed for guidance. And I had no idea that this is where my life was going to go, but everything had to fall apart. And transformation usually involves some sort of death and rebirth. So when you're experiencing that in your outside world, this is really important. The signs of something falling away, that's part of the death and rebirth process. I have seen it so many times where a career falls away and the person's in panic about it, and then 2 months later it's a million times better. They're not sleep deprived because they're working late, or they don't have an angry boss anymore, or they're making more money. That's a great idea.